I took these two pipes off, go to the, I think they go to the dipper ram, so I'll have to put them back on before lifting it off. I had to get them out the way to get down to that. I've slackened also these pipes that connect to this through a little block underneath the boom there. I'll have to tighten them all back up as well, and then she'll be ready for lift off then. Well, after slackening the bolts. Been spending a bit of money this morning. Got these all these caps to blank off the hydraulics on the JS. When I got another 20-ton jack, which I wouldn't trust much more than 10 tons on. If you've ever tried lifting about 6 or 7 tons with one of these, you'll know what I mean. I don't think this thing would be strong enough to take the force of jacking 20 tons, to be honest. And break and split in half. And some doughty washers that I already had anyway. I put the two jacks under here now on this piece of wood, so I'll jack under this piece of frame here, jack under that piece of frame there, and I can bring bits of blocks of wood then underneath here and on top of there, and bridge across like that then from this stack to this stack, so that it binds together a bit better. I should have drilled these and put a threaded bar and bolted them together really to make it one unit, but I'll see how it goes. If I'm not happy with the safety of it, I'll do something like that. Got all of them plugged up. Not sure if I needed to plug, well, I didn't really need to plug the bottom ones up, but I plugged them up anyway, save dirt and dust getting in them. They shouldn't blow any oil out if I take the gear out, because nothing will be turning, it'll just be turning on the bearing. Just nip these ones up here. Put the washer on there, but doesn't seem to need a washer. More important to get these ones quite tight, and the ones underneath, these will still have hydraulic pressure from the machine coming into them. Putting these bucket ram pipes back on now. Had a bit of bother with that one. And that one there, the thread started to pull off on the first wind because the pipes were crooked. It was difficult to get it to wind on, and the strong hard pipe kept hitting the sides and catching and making the thread go crooked, so I had to tap the thread had gone like a little hump like that, where it started to pull off on the halfway around the first wind of thread. I just tapped it back down with a spanner and put it in the vise in the shed and filed the start of it again just to get it to run on. And I straightened the pipe as much as I could in the vise, which wasn't much help, but it was easier than a pipe the shape of a banana. They're really hard, they're not easily bent when you're trying to get a delicate thread into position. The last thing you want is a hard stubborn pipe pushing against everything and knocking it out of line. I just got it on with two hands and screwing it, keeping it steady with my left hand last time. I might be able to get the thing back in without removing this pipe next time. Yeah, it pulls over enough, I'll just remove the further one over there. So I don't have to fiddle around with that thread again. Saved me taking off two pipes. I'll have to watch this video next time I pull this thing apart like this in 15 or 20 years maybe. So I remember what I did. Probably forget. I'll wash this so I don't get any dirt coming into the final drive. While the covers are off before I put them back on, I'll steam clean the inside of the gearbox on each side, or the final drive, whatever you want to call them, reduction. I'll get any residue and dirt that's been in there for a few years out. Got it pretty much as clean as I need to get it there now. I'm not going to clean any more than I need to. Seem to have anything small enough to make it have as a tray to go under there, so I'll cut this thing down. There you go. They're awkward to put it in and out, these tools. They're a bit too tight, so just use one size down to take them out after slackening them. A lot of difference in 1 mil and small sizes of those, not even catching there now. And I'll have to use 8. I'll have an imperial size, be probably one that fits in between them. You got all the bolts out with the plates still on. I'll probably got some dowels over here. Well, they have managed to get the slightly longer chisel through the pads there and just give it a slap. The damn thing just dropped off. That was annoying to say the least. This doesn't use the flange to drive. Lots of things use the flange. So the flange and then these bolts and the friction here is the drive. This thing just walks around itself. I don't know if this whole unit just comes out now. This little plate seems to be holding something. I think this pulls out and the gear comes with it. Plate comes off. And grab the end of that with the move grips. See if I can jiggle it out. Can't grab it, there's nothing to grab it with. I'm not sure if that was just too tight or what. I got some threaded holes here. I don't know if we use them to pull the whole unit off. It looks to me like the whole thing comes out. There's another ring of gears at the back. He's got 2 sets of drives. I'd have to pull the whole thing out then. Must be high and low. Right, start the machine and just lift this track up to get this slack, because it might be tight after I track it down that way and then back up. I might be able to slacken the gears just by lifting the machine up. I'll have less weight on it. Or maybe not. So you gotta lift it up now, just to try and get some slack in this gearbox, because I couldn't get these gears up. It is the right way to get them out. Just happened so that there was tension on it when I was trying before. I have to try and get it out square in case I drop some shims and stuff. No shims. Got this little gear in here, which goes in any which way, I suppose. Well, as long as it's splining, I suppose it can't go in if it's not splining. Take its friend out here as well. There you go. And that little bush. I'll take the drive coupling out. I'll put it back on this one. So I'll take them out. Now I can put the plate back on now. The track should turn now without any interference. It's free. The track will be freewheeling now. I've never taken one of these apart before, that's why I'm a bit slow laughing with it, but just take time and patience and figure stuff out. And you can see where the end of the shafts have been riding backwards and forwards and hitting the casing there. But it's in really good condition. Now 7,000 hours, a little bit of scuffing on the teeth, but nothing major. If that's what 7,000 hours looks like, there's another 14,000 left in there, I would imagine. You can see where it was originally, where the teeth haven't been riding. There's no step or anything, so I think another 20,000 hours isn't too much that from that gear case. So I'll put that in there as well and put this in the shed, and then I can put the plates back on with the plugs just to stop the dirt and dust going into the box. Let's pop this cover back on here now without the little wear plate on it, just to stop dirt and dust blowing in more than anything. My leg underneath that bloody trackpad. The machine drops, so lose my leg. That's what you need when you're doing some repairs: concrete in the heads of the screws. What I learned from the last one, I can take all of these bolts out without worrying about the oil pan. You don't need to have that in the way. And I can put the oil pan there after I finish taking the bolts out. And I can strike the cover forward. I thought it was a flat, heavy flat piece of steel drive flange, but it's not a drive flange, it's just the cover plate. So it's got a lip, so you need to strike them forward to get them off, not wedge them. Wedging doesn't get them off. You're just hitting the step on the end of this. It's nearly like a biscuit tin lid. You need to hit it forward to get it off, not keep hitting the biscuit tin. If I had a chisel the same size as that one, but about half as long again, it would be quite easy to hit it off through the track. Or an even longer one, come through underneath the chain there. I don't have one. There we go, it's fallen into the oil bucket. The little cap off. This side smells a lot worse than the other side. I had an oil change at the same time, but the oil was black. And smells like it's burning. It stinks. You can see the difference in colour in the two oils. On the left there's more of an oil colour, the right hand's black here. So the track motor might well be knackered, not the what do you call it, the rotary coupling. It must be getting hot or something for it to be burning the oil like that, because that oil is not very old. It doesn't have any metal in it or anything. It's still nice and sheeny, oily, but it does smell bad. Oh, it smells like burning cat piss. Anyone who's pulled a burning gearbox apart will know what smell I'm on about. It's tight as anything there. I'll have to lift it up like the other side. So when I done that on the other side, I just popped out. I was so lucky this time. Some tools are falling off. I'll thread them in all the way like last time anyway, in case it did something. Moving. There's quite a bit of tension on it. The track might turn a little when I get it out. I'll move this out the way in case something falls out and I don't notice. See it on the pad. No, didn't budge. The final drives on the tractors work a lot harder than these and do a lot more mileage, especially if they're cultivating and stuff like that, and the weight and the full power all the time. You know, these shouldn't be burning out and wearing out too easily, really. And they're very heavy duty. It's a double drive. The little shaft in the middle is small, but it's geared down a lot, so that shouldn't be too much tension in it. I do reckon that the track motor is knackered in that one, by the smell of things. I won't change it for now, it's still working, but I will do the seals in that coupling, just in case. If this is getting hot, it might knacker the new seals again, but I'll take that chance, I think. I don't want to do this now, because I need to get going. It's good enough after doing changing the bearing to use the machine again. I want to redo the hole in the carriage next year. I'll put all new rollers and chains. The only thing I'll keep is the pads. I'll put new idlers and everything on it, so I might have some second-hand idlers for sale. If anyone wants them. There's nothing wrong with them, I just want to put new ones on and sell the second-hand ones. I might as well put all new ones. And I'll do the track motor then. Unless it's just been getting hotter than the other one for some other reason. I don't know why though. Anyway, that's enough of that. So you can clearly see the difference in the right and left hand side one here. That's the left hand side one, the burning one, black. And that one's still shining, silver colours. So that track motor is bad, I'd say. I wouldn't think that the seals in that, if there's a bad seal in it, could be making the oil hot. And the oil going into the track motor is always really hot. But I don't know. It would have a little bit of a chance to cool down running down the pipe. But I'll just keep using it like that for another 6, maybe even last another 12 months. If I drive it in low gear, it might be alright. Not to use the high gear. I was just looking at those centre shafts now. So the big one goes in here and drives these teeth here, and the one at the back drives the small teeth. So it's a different principle of reduction to the tractor. So these are what drive this, like that is constant mesh with that, instead of having the centre in constant mesh and having walk around it and use the pins to drive the flange. This thing drives the gears, and this whole heavy duty piece of casting and these pins are in constant mesh in here, and turn that around. So this at the back here would be well, the front ones are small driving a big, so the outside one would be the low gear, because it'll be turning a lot to turn the big gears on the outside. This one's a big in the middle, turning slightly smaller diameter external gears, which would be giving you the high gear. So yeah, it seems to drive. Yeah, so the centre spline there's a spline there, and there's another spline shaft that's a step behind it. So the back one runs these, and the bush from this thing runs through the gear driving these and drives the other one. So you got 2 different speeds there, I think. It is for the 2-speed anyway. Oh, it's just got 2 different sets of different size gears. But I don't think so. I won't bother tightening the 3 up, there's no point. It's just moving there and back, it's just to stop dust going in. And yeah, there you go. There's 2 sides freewheeling now. Swing her back around. I'll put this 30,000 ton piece of wood back on top of here. Gonna start undoing this top ring of bolts now. I'll start over there and go like that, just slacken them. I might take all of them out on the back here actually, because it'll be difficult to go in the back side then to finish taking them out. So I'll take all of them out and then swing the machine 90 degrees in that direction then. So I'll take them this side and the other side out. I won't take so much on the other side. I'll leave the centre one in place or something. I'll slacken it and tighten it back. Just make sure that it's easy for me to undo. And then turn it 90 degrees, and then I'll get all the bolts that are opposite the tracks now on each side then, just so that I got a bit more room to undo them underneath here, instead of trying to force between the body and the tracks. life a little bit easier. 24mm. I'll see if I can get these undone with a 1/2 inch bar. I'm not too hopeful, but I might be surprised how easily they undo. 1/2 inch bar seems a bit of an underkill. Yeah. I thought I'd be able to get them in there. Got heaps of rags to wipe some of this grease off. I have a lot of work cleaning grease up when I pull it off. Probably 2 bucketfuls of grease inside this thing. It won't matter really, I won't have to clean it, just changing the bearings. Leave it covered in grease. A bit of a nuisance on the sockets. I think I'll just slacken the front and back ones before I turn it around. I take too many of them out. I'm quite surprised how easy they are to open. But I'm not either, or I wouldn't have tried the 1/2 inch bar. Making life a lot more easy. I was imagining struggling like with the wheel nuts on that old Leyland trailer I got. They're 12 point? Oh no, they're not. Grease makes them 12 point. There's 6 hard points and 6 soft points. Everything's getting covered in grease and shit now. I said it once, I'll say it again. I am surprised that I can open it with this. But I am not. The gut's full of everything getting covered in grease. That's after doing a few bolts that 1/2 inch bars covered in that black shit. So I've taken as much of the black stuff off with the rags as I could. I'm going to put the steam cleaner underneath it. I'm going to put the steam cleaner on my tools as well. Bugger it. I had enough of black hands and black tools. So, like a new set. Lift it up, let it drain out like a... Got this thing blinking clean now. You won't be able to see any more than me, I don't think. There we go, she's about 10 times better now. Well, 10, 100, 1,000, million. It's 10 minutes well spent doing that. I got most of the bolts around the back there and done now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still tight on this side and something the same on the other side, so about 10 bolts left. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, so 9 of them left. 9 should be more than enough to hold it for me just to lift the boom up and swing around. When it's got all the bolts stuck, it's made to hammer against the ground and everything and not break off, so a third of the bolts should be more than enough to just lift the bucket up gently and swing around slowly, get it ready for lift off. you can watch the thing split in half now. All they held. I'm going to put a chain. I said on the video yesterday, but it would have been a bit difficult to understand what I meant. I'm going to put a chain from the top side of this up to the eye up there on that as well. I might put one on each side, and I might just put a strap on the other side, because that check valve hasn't got any valves in it, so it'll stop the arm from wanting to go like that to make it slide back on the blocks. In an ideal world, I would have put these blocks in that direction underneath it, not crossways, but I did check it earlier with the undercarriage on to see if they moved, and they didn't really budge, so I'm not too worried. They were very sturdy. I can finish slackening all of these off now and take them out. I should really take all the back ones out first before I do any more, because they're in the most precarious place to take out, so I'll take them out first, and I'll do the sides and the front. I'll leave the easiest till last. I turned the back again and took all the rearward facing ones out before turning it that way, because it was nearly impossible to do it there. So it's not a bad thing to take the ones on the counterweight side out first. She's wanting to fall back down onto this side anyway, so the bolts on the far end are stopping it from falling, well, on top of them if you like, or falling on its back. And turn it around and then put the bucket down and take the others out. We're nearly finished taking the bucket out. I've got one left there. Can't see it on the camera. I've got one left there. I need to take these grease pipes off as well. I only left one on this side just for stability, I suppose, in case I wasn't happy with the positioning of the machine when removing the bolts. I got 5 or 6 of them on the front there. I removed all of them all the way around to the base. So just take the grease pipe down, kiss the wife. Over here. Just take the grease pipes off and she'll be ready for lift off. I'll lift the bucket up and jack the back end up a little bit. I'd like to get about 4 inches lifted up on the back and pack some blocks of wood underneath it, so that she's 4 inches higher up on the back. That she'll be really level when she's raised up, if that makes any sense. I don't want to raise her up with her leaning back and then have a problem with her wanting to slide backwards. I've got the blade bucket on her to stop her sliding backwards as well. I think if this arm doesn't straighten out, she can't really slide backwards. I prefer to be safe than sorry. There's 2 bolts left now, this one and another one on the side. This one's a bit tight. I've got the jacks just holding a little bit of tension at the back. So I'm going to let the jacks down, and I might lift the bucket off the floor and put it back down, or just lift it up. I'm not sure if this thing has dowels in it or not. If it doesn't have dowels in it, she could slide if there's tension. So I'll also just see if I can take off tension on that bolt. I just let the 2 jacks down and see if it's loose or not. No. It's bloody tight. There's no dowels, it goes slip forward. I'm under my hand. They're an extremely well balanced machine. Like there's only got 2 bolts holding it. You lift the boom up and there's no doesn't rock at all. So. You'd think she'd be wanting to lift up or something like that. A weight on the jacks or anything, this bolt should just come out and there shouldn't be any sideways, forward or backwards tension on the bearing flange. One bolt left. I'm hoping there's nothing else holding it after I get this bolt out. Like an irritating bolt on the inside that comes downwards or something like that. I don't think there is. You never know with these engineers. Let's make it difficult for mechanics and fitters to get things done sometimes. I'm not in the real world putting things together and taking them apart. Building them with theories behind the desk is all well and good, but you can know everything about shearing sheep, but grab a sheep and do one if you've never done one before, just read about it for 10 years. It will take you a good 10 minutes to sheep.